Here we are live from the Seymour Hanna Center with Hockey Night and Kits.
Welcome back, folks, to this Throwback Thursday special edition broadcast on the great Maurice "Rocket" Richard.
With you today is your broadcasters Mike Menon
and Ryan Purvis.
Now let's get straight to the story. Known as the Rocket himself, the famous NHLer recorded 18 seasons with the Montreal Canadiens between 1942 and 1960, hoisting 8 Stanley Cups.
And at his retirement in 1960, Richard held 20 NHL records, including most career goals, most goals in a season, most playoff goals, and most career hat tricks.
If that doesn't say enough, he was then inducted into the Hockey Hall of Fame only after 1 year of his retirement.
Now during this special edition, we'll be talking about the impact this man played both on and off the ice.
And don't forget possibly the most influential aspect, the Richard Riot.
Now during the course of the World War II, Richard would have been overseas if it wasn't for his injuries. This would have affected everything that happened significantly about him. Due to those injuries, he almost didn't make the cut in Montreal.
However, despite his injuries, he had much more on his plate to worry about. Because of the Great Depression, his family didn't have the money that they needed to support him. If not for his love and dedication to the sport, he wouldn't have become the athlete he did.
But it never got easier for him. During his first season in the NHL, he suffered a broken ankle in December, which ended 16-game, 11-point season. Because of numerous injuries, management and fans were starting to doubt Richard's physical capabilities. This put fear on Richard's contract to run out.
Despite all the obstacles that Richard encountered, he also had a lot of breaks that helped him turn his career into a successful one. After he recovered from his broken ankle, the Habs re-signed the right winger. Also, the switch of coaching staff from Dick Irvin to Toe Blake had a huge impact on Richard and the Canadiens.
So Richard was a changed man, and the city of Montreal was in shock and relief because of it. The first year of Blake's coaching, the Montreal Canadiens captured the Stanley Cup and went on to win 4 consecutive. This was possibly one of the best NHL teams made in their era, and Richard was its leader. Now here's a clip of a post-game interview Richard had and his comments on the new coaching staff.
3.
So, Mr. Richard, what do you think of the new coaching change here in Montreal?
From Dick Irvin to Toe Blake, it's different, but I love it. It's calmed my game down, and it seems to be putting performance on the ice.
You seem to be putting up more points. Do you think that's a direct relation because of the coaching change?
I think it definitely is. The team's looking better. The crowd looks better for us. I think it's going to be great.
All right, Richard looks happy down here. Back up to you, Ricky. When we think of the Rocket, one particular event in history really stands out for us. And of course, I'm talking about the Richard Riot of 1955. This was all due to what some people would call a questionable call by the referee, and which led to the suspension from the rest of the season and playoffs after Richard struck a referee during a Montreal and Boston game. Many French Canadians felt disrespected and that this suspension was a shot against their culture. This event led to the striped referee jerseys, actually, which Richard claimed he thought the yellow of the referee was the yellow of a Boston jersey.
Now here's a clip of Richard punching a ref in the face. March 17th, 1955. Sporting history took place and a mob of angry hockey fans ran in and outside the Montreal Forum due to the defeat of the Detroit Red Wings. The riot was on. Even tear gas was present. By the time it was over, there was 52 arrests and $50,000 in damage to the Forum and nearby buildings. The Rocket eventually had to go on the radio and plead for peace, telling the irate fans this wasn't the kind of support he really appreciated. And it worked. The Rocket had the effect on society. He gained respect for all French Canadians.
Early in Richard's career, he was seen as a frail, injury-prone player, but under the influence of Coach Dick Irvin, he developed into a strong, aggressive player who was well respected on the ice.
As mentioned, shortly after the riot, there was a coaching switch from Dick Irvin to Toe Blake, and this seemed to calm Richard. He became a leader, putting more results onto the ice, which the fans seemed to be impressed with. He was now an icon.
Richard is a star who will shine eternally. After his death, on May 27, 2000, there was an open casket funeral for his adoring fans held at the Molson Center in Montreal. Richard's life was taken by Parkinson's disease.
In a province where hockey is often an akin to religion, Claude Beaulieu doesn't hesitate to deem Maurice Richard among most worthy of worship. In quote, "After the Pope, it's Maurice Richard." Beaulieu said he'll never be forgotten.
Well, that's it, folks. Hope you enjoyed our broadcast, remembering one of Canada's greats.
Now signing off from Hockey Night and Kits.